everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Color X Malice along Aiji Yanagi's route. We were just dealing with the X-Day incident where 3 people got pushed off a rooftop. Apparently Hana was the one that did that, and she just lost her memory. So now we're hearing what Sakuragawa's got to tell us. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Sakuragawa's results were incontrovertible evidence that tied Hanako Kobayashi to the X-Day crimes.
It feels as if we're being thoroughly manipulated by the other side.
I finally managed to connect some dots in my befuddled mind. Yasuhiro Ishiki had been a suspect in the May incident. He was the hero Hanako Kobayashi so fervently followed. Ishiki was deemed a suspect because he had been mistakenly arrested by an officer who was killed in May.
There's a possibility that she perpetrated the killings on Yasuhiro Ishiki's orders. For some fans, bans are like religions. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It could feel like a completely natural request to a blindly devoted fan, a zealot.
Shiraishi's words painted a distasteful image.
Hanako Kobayashi.
What?
The tape you used to blindfold the victims has your fingerprints all over it. You're finished.
Huh? Why? Hana doesn't understand. Hana really doesn't know anything about all this. Why are my fingerprints on whatever? It's a trap. This can't be happening. Someone set me up.
Motive is easy enough to see. The police officer murders back in May. It was all for Yasuhiro Ishiki, wasn't it?
May? Cops? Kidnappings? For Hiro? Ugh! Wait, are you talking about the cop that ruined Hiro's debut and arrested him for nothing? You're serious? So that pig's finally dead? Wow, how lucky. I guess there is a god after all.
It wasn't an act of God. You did it.
Huh? No, I didn't. How could I be his killer? Hana doesn't even know what he looks like. Although I totally would do it for Hiro. I always wanted to kill that jerk. What? Just a few minutes ago, even after you lost your memory, you still said you would never do things like that because it would make Hiro sad. What a contrary girl you are. It didn't make a lot of sense if Hana did it. After all, they made Hiro really sad. They did something terrible to him.
Did Ishiki put you up to it?
What? Hiro would never ask anyone to do that. Stop screwing around. Or maybe you suspect Hiro. That's right. Hiro mentioned something like that before.
What?
But he had an alibi, didn't he? So why are you suspecting Hiro again? I don't get it. Hiro would never do something like that. That's true even if he has no alibi. If Hiro is just going to be sad again, then Hana can fix it for him.
We can basically treat that as a confession.
Not really. Fine, whatever. I'm protecting Hiro. Oh, but I'll miss his concert. That would suck.
We still have a mountain of questions for you. Now, answer this question truthfully.
Huh. I haven't lied to you once since you started.
How much do you know about Adonis? Do you interact with the other perpetrators?
Seriously, I don't know any Adonis. I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that a new band?
There's no one living in Shinjuku who doesn't know that name.
You say that, but I can't tell you what I don't know. If you asked me about something I actually knew about, I'd explain it. Huh. You cops are such worthless scumbags. You're super serious about doing everything wrong. Speaking bluntly, the interview wasn't going anywhere at all. No matter what Morioka asked, the suspect didn't provide any useful information. At the same time, it also felt like Hanako Kobayashi was being completely honest. She really doesn't know anything?
Well, I'll be going now.
It seems like Morioka knows about the whole memory loss thing with everybody else, so it seems like he could still think of some questions about the past before her memory would have been lost that he could ask her about. Huh? You aren't going to listen till the end?
Nope. Nothing else to be gained here. Well then, what have we gained so far?
Minagishi voiced the question to Shiraishi, who had already turned to leave the room. Shiraishi looked back and shrugged.
As we predicted, her memories have been wiped. She was just a disposable pawn to Adonis. The suspect in July was Manabu Soda. The suspect in August was Rika Sugawara. Both of them were as Shiraishi said. They had similar psychological profiles to Hanako Kobayashi. And that's why there's no point in listening to this any longer. See ya. It's true that they were unlikely to get any additional information out of her.
Right. Now that we have evidence, she was most likely the perpetrator of this incident. That was why Adonis had erased their memories using some unknown method. But could Ishiki be a perpetrator even though Kobayashi denies the possibility? Of course, a big point of concern for me was Kazuki. You should probably mention that to the people so they know that he's involved. And now I'm going to try to call him, and of course, is he really going to answer? The interview took a break since it had stalled out, so I left the room. I was going to call Kazuki. Most likely he won't answer the phone at this hour. It was past 4 in the morning. He'd normally be sound asleep. Well, it couldn't hurt to try, I guess. What? But, surprisingly, Kazuki answered the phone. I unconsciously sighed in relief. Where are you? Home. What, were you just going to tell me to be careful because another murder happened? Yes, but more importantly, you had a concert today, right? How'd you know that? I just happened to hear about it. Did you go straight home after the concert? Oh, I didn't go to his concert. That's sad. Well, you went out to celebrate. I just got back. Okay. Was Ishiki at the concert too? Why are you asking? Wait, did the cops suspect him of something again? I clenched my phone tightly. Of course I couldn't bring that up now. Sorry, I can't go into any details right now, but there's something I need to discuss with you after I get back, so just stay home. Why do we have to talk about? Please, Kazuki. I cut off Kazuki's response with stern words. I don't know if it got through to him, but I tried to put my heart into it. I worry about you more than anyone else. Liar. Huh? I get that you want me to stay home. Kazuki. He seemed to be more sincere than usual, but my unease hadn't faded. Well, I want you to stay home and stay safe because I care about you. December 12th, 7 a.m. Phew. When I got home, the sun was perched high in the sky. I plopped on the sofa and heaved a deep sigh. For now, it seems certain that last night's culprit was Hanako Kobayashi, but her connection to the May killing still wasn't clear to me. And she was still scheduled for more police interviews, whatever good they'll do. Still, she'll likely have a psych exam. I recalled the conversation in an effort to keep my groggy mind awake. Why isn't Kazuki here?
Your younger brother is in Yasuhiro Ishiki's band.
Okay, so we did tell him, good. Yes, I learned that when I met Kobayashi in front of the club.
I see.
What will happen to Ishiki?
He did have an alibi that cleared him for the May incident. Although we have Kobayashi's testimony, it would be difficult to accuse him of a crime despite his connection to the case. Rather, there is the real possibility that he has nothing to do with the crimes. We can't say one way or the other right now. However, this means that we will likely need to question your brother.
Yes, sir.
It's just a possibility, so for now please do not mention this to your brother.
Understood. Why can't I mention it to him? Darn it, man. Can't I just prepare him for this possibility? Just a possibility, eh? Worrying endlessly, I absent-mindedly took out my phone and saw a notification. There's a text from Yanagi. Thanks to all the commotion, I hadn't checked my phone at all.
I saw the video. I'm heading over to the club now. Let me know if anything happens.
So Yanagi noticed too. Of course. When we were there together, he'd also had similar suspicions about Hanako Kobayashi. He probably knew that she had been taken into custody by now. Oh, you're back. Huh? I feel so loved. While I was thinking about the text, Kazuki came out, looking like he just woke up. Well, he probably did at 7 a.m. He turned around as soon as he saw me. Kazuki!
What?
I told you I needed to talk to you about something.
Yeah, well, I don't.
Yeah, you do. You may not want to, but you need to. Please, this has to do with your future. I pleaded with him, not breaking eye contact. This was very important to me. I wondered if that got through to him.
Fine.
Kazuki nodded unwillingly. Do you know anything about a girl named Hanako Kobayashi?
Hanako Kobayashi?
She calls herself Hana. She dresses a little odd. I think she's one of Ishiki's superfans.
Hana? Oh yeah, that groupie that follows him everywhere.
I think that's her. Can you tell me what she's like?
She follows me around a bit too. Honestly, she was kind of annoying. She was just trying to use me to get closer to Ishiki. It was completely obvious.
You know, I think we should have told him what happened before we started questioning him, because then he's just going to feel like we used him. So you kept your distance from her? Something like that?
Well, yeah. Her obsession was a deal breaker. It's not cool being used like that. Still, that girl was just out of this world persistent when it came to anything Ishiki. Hanging around with her, you get the feeling that she would do literally anything for him.
Huh. So she was that transparent to everyone around. So, what's Ishiki like then? I couldn't help but be curious about what kind of person Ishiki was, seeing as how Kobayashi was so attached to him. But Kazuki's guard immediately went up after my question. His demeanor went from conversational to instantly prickly.
So the cops suspect Ishiki after all. He and I were with the staff the whole time after the concert. Wait, do you suspect me now?
No, that's not it. Kazuki's glare was piercing. I desperately shook my head to try and deflect its intensity. What you should have done is taken an interest in his music, gone to his concert, and then you could be telling him, "Look, I care about you, I'm your sister, I want to know about the people that you're hanging out with." I had never suspected Kazuki. There was no way I could. I trust you, Kazuki. I'm asking you because I trust you. I want to trust the people that you trust. After all, we're family. But it's true that Ishiki is in a position where suspicion is likely to end up on him. Which is why it's even more important that he prove his innocence. To do that, he needs your testimony. You know Ishiki a lot better than police do, isn't that right? When I looked straight back into Kazuki's eyes, his glare seemed to soften somewhat.
Ishiki isn't someone who does stuff like that.
It was a low murmur. Kazuki looked at the floor.
He looks like an airhead, but he's actually amazing. People change when they hear him sing. Maybe it's his charisma, but his music just enchants people. He always makes sure to look after the other band members. He really cares about them.
I wish we could actually see the other band members. I wish there was a band picture. Until they actually said that, I thought it was maybe actually just literally Kazuki and Ishiki in the band. Because they never even talked about other band members before.
Even after his mistaken arrest ruined his debut, I heard that he bowed and apologized to the entire staff. He's the type of guy that always puts other people before himself.
So, like me and Yanagi, he can join the club. I see. Got it. I believe you. If you're saying it, I'll take it as fact. I engraved the image of Ishiki that Kazuki related to me in my mind. I was sincerely happy to hear that Kazuki had met somebody that they looked up to.
What, that's it? You just started acting all sisterly, so I doubt you'd trust me that easily.
But I am your sister. I gave dubious Kazuki the simplest answer. It surprised me how easily the answer came, without a hint of hesitation. Even if you don't trust me, I'll always believe in you.
What the heck?
But Kazuki made an unpleasant expression when he heard me say it. It wounded me a little to see that look. Maybe Kazuki just couldn't accept me anymore, whether I trusted him or not. Maybe it's because we can't see eye to eye. Or maybe he just thought it was a cheesy line. I wasn't prepared for that bit of anguish. I buried my worries deep in my heart. Then, I remembered what Yanagi told me. Ah, sage words of the father.
I'm sure that your brother hasn't forgotten the kindness and affection you showed him. Even if siblings aren't compatible, they're always connected somehow, no matter how little they get along. If you truly decided to sacrifice for your brother's benefit, then never give up. If you're persistent, he'll understand someday.
He's right. When we were children, after I was rescued from that incident, Kazuki had cried for me. He wept terribly and hugged me out of worry. That turned my life around and saved me. This time, I want to protect Kazuki. Besides, I knew that Kazuki had always been a kind boy. I had no doubt that I was the one who had made him the stubborn young man that he was. I'm sorry.
What now?
I've been so busy with my work that I haven't paid any attention to you. I never asked you what you wanted to do, and instead all I've done is lecture you. I didn't really try to understand you. I watched you as you grew up, but I was never actually facing you. I know that now. Your music is important to me just like my police work is important to me. Obviously, nobody wants to have their life and hobbies nitpicked.
As long as you get it, then that's fine.
Wait, I think she meant your music is important to you just like my police work is important to me. Yeah. Kazuki's demeanor seemed to soften ever so slightly. I think that you'll probably be interviewed by the police soon, so make sure you're completely honest. If you tell half-truths or if you lie, you could end up casting suspicion on Ishiki. Don't worry, I'll do my best to protect him. From now on, the things that are important to you will be important to me too. Kazuki nodded. Inwardly, I was relieved. I managed to convey my feelings to him. Does he really accept it? Was it really that easy? December 12th, 4:44?
I see. So that's why you're here so early.
I can only manage to stay home for a few minutes. I went back to the station immediately. I hadn't gotten a wink of sleep, so I was allowed to leave work early. I heard from Minagishi that Yasuhiro Ishiki doesn't seem to be under strong suspicion at this time. He has a solid alibi, and it looks like the police are being extra cautious after already mistakenly arresting him once. With things like this, I don't think they'll try and pin the crime on him. I had to decide to put faith in Kazuki. If Kazuki trusted him, then I would too.
We're at a good point to pause for a bit. You must be exhausted from all your work. Don't you think you should go home and rest?
I came here to make my report, but I also wanted to thank you.
For what?
Thanks to your advice, I managed to heal the relationship with my brother a little. Truly, thank you. I bowed gratefully. Yanagi's words had given me the resolve not to give up on Kazuki.
I didn't do anything, but I'm glad you managed to talk it out.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, you look pale. How long has it been since you slept?
Well, come to think of it, when was the last time I woke up in my bed? I honestly couldn't remember.
Hey.
Probably less than 50 hours? Not a good answer. I really hadn't paid attention. Maybe my mind was so out of sorts that I couldn't even count the hours. My problem now was that Yanagi was shooting me a very troubled look. Is he going to make me sleep here? This is a little embarrassing. I'll be okay. I'm pretty confident in my stamina. Pretty confident. Just as his words left my lips, my stomach let forth a monstrous growl. I guess it's been a while since we ate too. I'm a cop. I don't need to eat or sleep. It continued to grumble. Oh, how embarrassing. I guess in addition to not sleeping, I've also neglected to eat. Maybe? When was the last time I ate? It was probably dinner yesterday. Oh. Yanagi tried to choke back a chuckle. I looked down, unable to look him in the eye.
Come downstairs. I'll cook you something.
Huh? I looked up to see Yanagi had stopped laughing at me and had already disappeared through the door. Wait, Yanagi! I chased after him in a panic. Is this going to be my first time eating his cooking in here? I can cook by myself.
As if I'd let someone cook who can't even stand up straight. What will we do if you burned yourself?
Oh.
It's fine. Just lie down for a second. It won't take long.
But...
You've been pushing yourself for days, right? It's okay, rest. Part of a detective's job is taking care of her own health.
Hearing that broke my resistance. I didn't want to rudely reject his offer. I decided to accept Yanagi's hospitality. I understand. Then, thank you.
No problem. Just leave it to me. Oh, you're going to need a place to lie down. Over here.
Oh, you gonna let me use your bed? The place that he pointed out to me was in the back of the office, containing a kitchen and beds. Yanagi and Enomoto lived in this building. In other words, this was their bedroom area. Where does Sasazaka live then, if it's just these two?
I'm sorry that I can only offer a musty bed in an all-male apartment, but it still beats the couch.
I don't mind at all, thank you.
Take it easy.
I'm guessing the one on the left is Enomoto's bed, because it's totally not made. I imagine Yanagi's the fastidious one that actually makes his bed every day. I watched Yanagi go to the kitchen, and I sat on the bed. Phew! Fatigue overwhelmed my entire body as soon as I lay down. In an instant, my body felt unbearably heavy. He's cutting something. I could faintly hear the sounds of a knife being used on a cutting board. It was a comfortable sound of everyday life. My heavy eyelids slowly closed. Before I knew it, I had slipped into the pond of slumber. Sorry, stomach. You're going to be met with some cold food when I wake up. No, not that dream again. I could hear a sound. It was a sound that summoned fear. Ugh. Yeah, this is the memory. Something red caught my eye. It was a monster. Something like a thick fog. Is this a dream? So it's this one again, because I'm so tired because I haven't slept in days. I'd had this dream a lot lately. No, this isn't just a dream. I remembered now. This was a memory from my childhood, from when I was caught in that incident. Oh, I can actually investigate. Wow, investigating in a dream. Oh, the church! Stained glass. I moved my head just enough to look up, and saw an elaborate stained glass window. It twinkled with the sunset's rays, and eased my fear slightly. Where have I seen this? The sight was familiar to me. It was beautiful, mysterious, and frightening. Where? How can you not remember at this point? Alright, let's look at this screaming man.
Gah! Hee!
The monster shook the man roughly. Bitter shrieks emerged from its mouth.
Gah!
Stop it! Just stop it already! That's what I wanted to yell, but I couldn't make a sound. Ah. My wrists were bound in chains. I couldn't see well, but the short chain was attached to something, so I couldn't move. Even if I could, there was no way that I could stop the monster. Plus, I was mortified. Spattered blood. Red. Crimson blood splashed everywhere. It's pretty. It was kind of like watching scarlet flowers bloom. Whose blood was this anyway? I would have thought it's the man getting beaten. Now the black monster. That dark monster. What was that anyway? Even now I didn't know. Because of how it splattered everything red with blood, the pain it tormented me with. I was terrified of the dark monster. But I think it saved you.
Stop! Please, stop it!
A bitter voice. The cries of someone assaulted by the monster. I'm scared.
Ugh.
The dark monster paid the cries no heed and attempted to devour the man. Over and over. I was scared. And one more time, I think. Maybe it had noticed me. The monster had not turned its attention to me thus far, abruptly stopped moving. It slowly turned its head to stare directly at me. I'm paralyzed with fear. No, stay away! I'm scared. That singular emotion alone filled my entire being. I'm scared. Somebody help me! The terror ate away at me and consumed my heart.
Everything's going to be okay.
I'm sure that's Yanagi. At that moment, I heard a voice.
Are you afraid of me?
That was something he said in the church too. Not knowing whether it was safe to nod or shake my head in disagreement, I simply whispered inside my mind. I'm scared. But I was afraid of the monster. This voice wasn't human. It was dark. I didn't know its face.
Hey, are you okay? Hoshino!
Oh. Oh, his lips are so close. Huh? I groggily opened my eyes when I heard a familiar voice from my side. A dream. Something pleasantly cool lay on my forehead. It was cold but comforting. Searching for that coolness, I snuggled up against it when I realized what it was. This is somebody's hand?
You were having a nightmare. You're feverish, too. Is this cold?
It was a very gentle voice. Its soft and dulcet tones washed away the terror I had been feeling earlier. It was just like the voice that had saved me back then. In relief, I closed my eyes. Huh? Why is he looking at me all seductively right now? I thought he was just simply worried about me, but that's totally a seductive look. Suddenly, I was awake, my vision beginning to focus. I finally realized that the face in front of me belonged to Yanagi. Yanagi? I woke with a start, also realizing that the large cool hand on my forehead belonged to Yanagi.
Don't get up so quickly. Calm down.
Well, you see...
Yeah, sorry for touching you. Do you know where you are?
Yes. I was lying down while I waited for you to make some food.
You just slept for a little while. Are you sure you're okay? Your face is pretty warm.
Oh, I was flushed because Yanagi's face was quite close to mine. I also noticed that I'd broken out in a sweat and that my heart was pounding. I guess I had a scary dream. Yeah, it has nothing to do with his proximity and hand on my forehead. And also because I had been thrust into this panic-inducing situation as soon as I woke up. Exactly! Although I wouldn't say panic-inducing, I'd say passion-inducing. I knew Yanagi had just been sincerely worried about me, so I couldn't just run away. I just had a slightly scary dream. I think I'm okay now.
You never complain, do you? It's okay to be a little selfish sometimes.
I think I've indulged in your care enough. I'm fine, really. Please don't worry about me.
If you say so. The food's ready. Do you want to eat?
Yes. Now that he mentioned it, I could smell a wonderful aroma nearby. My stomach began growling again. I'll help myself then.
Go ahead.
Yanagi's cool expression broke as he laughed. The nightmare added to materials. This is delicious. Yanagi's cooking was superb. Better than mine? Are you actually a chef, Yanagi? You're not a retired cop, you actually cook?
Hey, don't exaggerate.
I'm not. Well, then again, you are starving. Everything tastes a lot better when you're starving. It wasn't just the flavor. Yanagi had been meticulous in his preparation. He served a fluffy, sumptuous omelet rice.
The rice was infused with melted butter and scallions. The tomato sauce paired perfectly. That sounds really, really good. I can't even really imagine it. I can just sort of imagine it, and I want to try it so bad. It was garnished with pepperoncinos. They cut the saltines as did the olive oil. The entire dish was exquisitely made. The entree was accompanied by a salad and a soup of mixed roots. Roots? It was well presented and well balanced. This was a restaurant quality meal. Holy crap, Yanagi.
They say hunger is the best seasoning. I guess that should tell you how hungry you are now.
Well, yeah, but even just from the description, I can tell it's not just normal. But this is the first time I've ever tasted anything so delicious. I was undoubtedly hungry, but that was definitely not the reason this tasted so good. Besides, omelet rice is a tricky dish to make, despite its simple appearance. The egg was undoubtedly cooked to perfection. You're really skilled, Yanagi. It seemed like he was good at everything. It made me really jealous. Let's see. I'll learn from you. Sounds like a good idea. Instead of me treating him with my inferior cooking. I'll learn from your example. I want to be able to do anything well, just like you. Being so outclassed at one of my specialties made me feel slightly inadequate as a woman. Well, at least I'm a good shot. Yanagi's skill level might be out of my reach, but I still felt like I could improve.
Planning for the future again, eh?
Sure, why not, especially if you're in it. Whether or not he knew what I was thinking, Yanagi smiled.
It's not like I can actually do everything. I'm bad at lots of things.
Things he's bad at? I was terribly curious. I burned with the need to know more. What are you bad at?
Puzzles and stuff.
How can you be bad with puzzles if you're a detective? Puzzles? That's surprising. Somehow, I'd gotten the notion that Yanagi would like building things.
I do them to help relieve stress, but I'm not very good at fixed thinking things. When I start to think about the pieces only fitting one way, it gives me a headache. It's fun when I solve them in a burst, though.
If you rely on instinct, doesn't that make solving big puzzles pretty tough?
Yeah, most of the times Sasasuke finishes them, while I'm still thinking. It totally pisses me off, of course.
Wait, every time? You get angry at Sasasuke? That's surprising.
Yeah, it doesn't accomplish anything, though.
I think I'd like to see that. Yanagi losing it in front of a jigsaw puzzle. The thought of Yanagi not noticing that Sasasuke had touched the puzzle until it was completely finished was funny to me. I couldn't help but laugh.
Well, this goes for cooking as well, but household chores get easier with practice. I've lived on my own for a long time. You figure out how to do most chores that way.
Huh? So that means you're good at cleaning and laundry too?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, just look at him, and look at the place. As I leaned in unconsciously to ask the question, Yanagi casually nodded.
I don't mind cleaning or doing the laundry. And Nemoto's messy, so I do most of the cleaning.
So the fact that an all-male apartment is so clean is thanks to your effort.
It's not hard work, really. I'm not obsessive. I tidy up whatever needs it.
I think that's impressive on its own. Your cooking was absolutely delicious.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Oh, that blush on your cheeks kind of says otherwise. Ah! Yanagi blushing. Yanagi averted his eyes, his cheeks flushing slightly. Huh? The first time I've ever seen him embarrassed. That's not true. You've seen him embarrassed before, just not this way. I was very happy to witness this most rare of Yanagi phenomena. And into the night already. Thank you for the meal. I put my hands together in satisfaction as I devoured the meal Yanagi had made me. He had finished the meal with a café au lait and a slice of tiramisu. I was in heaven. Holy crap, he made those too? Just how stocked is this kitchen?
I'm glad everything was to your liking.
Please allow me to do the dishes. Yanagi was reaching down for the dishes that I'd used. He glanced at me.
Don't worry about these. A sick woman needs to sleep.
You
looked like you had a pretty rough sleep. Don't make me worry so much.
When he uttered those words with that look, I was unable to produce a response. Sorry, I must seem like a child to you, having nightmares like that.
Nah. No matter how old you are, tough times are still tough times.
He has the same nightmare too, anyway. Well, but from a different point of view. Am I going back to sleep in Yanagi's bed again?
Nobody of any age gets to choose the dreams they have.
You're right. I told you before that I'd been involved in an incident as a child, right? We'll stop there because we'll get into the incident in the next video. Hopefully we'll actually get to hear the details. Unfortunately, Yanagi probably won't reveal his involvement. Yet. I really wish he would. Tune in for the next episode to find out if he actually fesses up. I really hope he does, but I don't think we'll be so lucky. But I hope to see you there or in some of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.